Hurley, and I'm going to show you how to draw a map of the world freehand from memory in about a minute. You're going to love this map because it's one you can carry with you everywhere you go. It will be in your head and you can take it out anytime you need it at the speed of thought. But before I begin to show you how to draw the map, I'd like you to look at a cartoon map of the world. It will act as a memory aid when you practice. On my cartoon map, I've turned North America into the head of an elephant. I'll trace my drawing and tell you what I intended as I did that. The ear is the ear of Alaska. If you come down the coast of the United States and past the coast of California, you can hang the tusk of the Baja Peninsula. Then draw around the trunk of Mexico, over the Gulf of Mexico, to hang the tusk of Florida. Then up the east coast of North America to draw the other ear of Newfoundland, scoop out Hudson's Bay, and close at the top. There you have North America. South America is nothing more than a simple ice cream cone. Heading across the Atlantic Ocean, we'll concentrate on Europe. Now, as I drew Europe, I thought about the 3 fingers of Scandinavia. Then you can punch out the fist of Europe, and I'm thinking of a fist like this. Punch out the fist of Europe around Spain, under the wrist of France. Come back to draw a boot of Italy, a spot of Greece, and this is the western part of Turkey, so notch down there. Now I'm going to come around the back of the Mediterranean Sea, and I'm going to stop there for a minute because this is Europe, and if I come back I'm going to be in the continent of Africa, and I want to wait on that for a minute. So now I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to draw a drumstick and mashed potato of the UK and Ireland. There are lots of names for this part of the world, and so I use them interchangeably. You might refer to them as Scotland and England and Ireland, or you might call them the United Kingdom or the British Isles. There are lots of ways to label them, but that's basically the drawing of the drumstick and the mashed potato. Now I'm done with Europe, and I'm going to move back to the back of the Mediterranean Sea, where I'm going to pick up where I left off and do the continent of Africa. I've turned Africa into a Scotty dog. Libya is about in the position of the eye, and Morocco in the position of the nose, and you can see the dog Rex, I've named him, has a collar, and that's where I'll stop. And he's going to be one of those dogs with a fuzzy little chin. So let's begin drawing the dog of Africa. I'll come back from the back of the Mediterranean, over the muzzle of the dog and under his chin, down the side of his throat, up his neck, to the ear where we have Somalia, up to the top of his head, and this is where we have Egypt, before I finish the continent of Africa. The next continent is the continent of Asia. You needed to remember 3 things up here for the 3 fingers of Scandinavia. Now you need to remember 3 more things for the southern part of Asia. Here is the boot of Arabia, 1, the chin of India, 2, and the earlobe of Southeast Asia, 3. Then 1, 2, 3 faces of Asia before closing at the top. To complete Asia, I've added a crescent moon of Japan. Finally, on my cartoon map, I have the rock of Australia. Now we're ready to draw the actual map of the world. I'm going to begin by drawing the ear of Alaska. I'll come down the coast of Canada and the United States past California to hang the Baja Peninsula. Then I'll come down around the trunk of Mexico, hang the tusk of Florida, head up the east coast to draw the ear of Newfoundland and Labrador, scoop out Hudson's Bay, and close at the top. There you have North America. For South America, I'm going to move slightly to the right and draw my ice cream cone shape. For Europe, I'm going to come a little ways across the Atlantic Ocean, draw 1, 2, 3 fingers of Scandinavia. I'll punch out that fist of Europe, come back to hang the boot of Italy, over a little bit before I hang the spot of Greece, down and around that little part of Turkey before I finish the back of the Mediterranean Sea. Now I need to go above the wrist of France to add my drumstick and mashed potato of the British Isles and Ireland, or Great Britain and Ireland. Then I'm going to head to the back of my Mediterranean Sea to begin Africa. For Africa, I'll come down around the back of the Mediterranean Sea, across the top of Africa. I'm going to draw the muzzle of the Scotty dog, come up under his throat, come down his throat and under his collar. Then I'll turn north, add an ear of Somalia, and here's where Egypt exists before I finish my continent of Africa. Now I need to remember 3 more things to get across the southern part of Asia. I'm going to draw the boot of Arabia, 1, the chin of India, 2, and the earlobe of Southeast Asia, 3. 1, 2, 3 faces to finish Asia and close at the top. I'll add my crescent moon of Japan, my rock of Australia, and there's the freehand world. Here are a few more tips. Play and watch the video a few times before you draw. Study an actual map of the world. Remember, I've really simplified my picture. This is a freehand map, a mere sketch of the world. It is only important because you can carry it in your brain. It will act like a file folder to hold more detailed maps and ideas as you continue to learn. Practice drawing the map. Scratch paper will do. You want to feel free to make lots of mistakes as you learn. Return to the video and your actual map as often as you need until you're able to draw the map freehand from memory in about a minute. Carry your new map everywhere you go. Think of it when you're reading a book or talking about a distant location. Imagine it when you're watching TV and an interesting part of the world is shown. Draw quick maps if you're taking notes or working on a project and want to communicate your ideas. After all, you can access this map at the speed of thought. For more maps and map projects, visit freehandmaps.com. I hope you draw this map a few times for a few days. Then you'll be able to draw a freehand map of the world from memory in about a minute.